Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, or good afternoon, good evening. Hope everybody's doing well and hope everybody had a great weekend and a wonderful start to the week. But yeah, welcome to Crypto Traders Room. This is your host, Crypto Trader, aka Jonas. Let's see who we got in the room today. Enrique, good morning, bud. Hope all's well. Michael, good morning. Thank you for joining. But yeah, what is going on in this cryptocurrency market? TJ, welcome, buddy. SkyTech, good morning, all. So BTC dominance, 51%, actually a little over 51%, I think. We can take a look at it quickly. But yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. Bitcoin, Ethereum are really dominating the market with the market cap. I mean, over 65 billion, just about 65 billion combined total. That's huge for just two cryptocurrencies to be really carrying the weight. But I mean, it's been like that for a while now. We had total market cap 89.8 billion, BTC dominance 51.2. So BTC is still holding strong. It's just the alts are lagging. But with the hard fork tomorrow, I'm surprised that BTC has not dropped. Like it's just I don't know. I assumed that people would be completely selling or moving out of the exchanges, and that would cause a dip in the price, but it hasn't at all. It's completely defied everything. Breck, howdy, buddy. Welcome. Daniel, good morning. Will strong hands have a market cap over BTC? Doubt it, bud. Definitely wishful thinking. Definitely wishful thinking. I don't think there's any cryptocurrency out there aside from Ethereum that will give it a little bit of a competition in the sense of market cap. For Ethereum to take over the market cap in BTC. That's really the only thing that could compete with BTC. But strong hands, yeah, definitely not. It's like saying Chaincoin is gonna overtake BTC. Carl, good morning, bud. Welcome. I appreciate you guys joining. Hope everybody had a great weekend. But yeah, let's kind of get started and see exactly what is going on today with the overall market. Of course, BTC has defied every logic that a lot of us have probably thought of. It's up 4%, especially on Bitfinex. It did touch, I think, 2,800 or got really close to 2,800. Actually, it did. It broke over 2,800. So that's definitely a good sign for it. A lot of people are not panicking and giving up on BTC, of course. Ether, unfortunately, she's still hovering in that $200 range, breaking out above 250 a while back, but couldn't really sustain it. So yeah, Ether has definitely got to make a move. And I mean, she could, not now, but later on. I mean, we could see a 50% increase, 60% increase in it within a day, depending on what happens with a lot of these ICOs. But yeah, 194, $200, just in that level now. I think, this past weekend she did dip to 185-ish or 180. And it was great because I had a couple of buddies visiting this weekend, and I didn't know any of them were into BTC or even heard of BTC. And two of my buddies have actually, invested in cryptocurrency. Not the good ones, of course. And my other buddy kind of mined for Dogecoin a while back, and I was like, dude, that's crazy. I was like, how come I never found out about this? But yeah, it was great to see that people that I didn't know would be involved in cryptocurrency are actually involved in cryptocurrency. So it's a great conversation that we had. Smokey Blizzard, welcome, buddy. I'm sorry to hear you're sick, man. Yeah, I wasn't feeling good this past started Friday. Saturday, I wasn't feeling too well either, but I think it's passed. Do a market analysis on Doge. Yeah, I guess I can. Since my son still has some of it, it's not looking too good though. Desert Fox, my speculation is, there's a lot more buying that's happening on these exchanges because people want to take advantage of, BCC or BCH, whatever the exchanges are going to call it. So people are buying and holding, especially on some of the exchanges that are supporting it on Bitfinex and Bittrex. They are going to be supporting the hard fork. So, I mean, if people are going to be buying it, they're going to be buying it and holding it. Except for Coinbase. Coinbase really isn't much selling going on. People are buying and transferring it out of that exchange, either to an exchange that supports it or into a hardware wallet so they could take advantage of the split. But yeah, not much selling is happening. No, dude, I've not heard of Ledger X. I'll put that on my list to kind of maybe do a little bit of research if I have time. But yeah, I have not heard of Ledger X yet. But yeah, BTC is still doing pretty well. I'm very surprised. I mean, it has a resistance, of course, as we can tell from this. I mean, it's gotten rejected several times from that, 28.15-ish, 28.10 range. I mean, it's just been having a hard time breaking out above it. But for it to be at this level, that's pretty impressive for anybody that is holding BTC. That's more power to you guys. That's awesome. I'm glad it's doing well. Going to be a bear market soon. Yeah, it should have been. I don't think the bear market is a long sustained bear market in the cryptocurrency market. It's not like the stock market at all. I think it lasts for like a couple of weeks and then that's it, which is very unheard of to be in a bear market. All right, but let's go ahead and take a look at some of the positions that I would like to take part in. Not saying that I'm going to get in these positions, but there's a possibility that I might. So I do have orders in the book for IOTA, OMG, as well as SAN. We'll see if they get to the level that I'm looking at. Basically, SAN, it's 11 cents. OMG, $1.10, and IOTA, 20 cents. I doubt it'll get to 20 cents, but it's wishful thinking that it does have a nice little correction with selling intensifying against the buyers, and it gets to that level. Hopefully, that's the level that I'm comfortable buying. At this current level now, I'm not comfortable at it at all, especially with OMG. OMG had a nice run from that $1.02, $1.03 all the way up to $1.40, and then she kind of gave everything back up. So these aren't long-term holds, to be honest with you. If they present themselves the opportunity for gains and for profit, I'm going to take them. I'm not going to hold it and wish that OMG gets up to $2 or IOTA gets up to 50 cents. It's wishful thinking. That's not going to happen. I'm going to have to play the resistance and start taking incremental profits at those resistance levels. Yeah, I don't know if BTC is going to break 3,000 Ash. So, I mean, if you are shorting and you're into shorting, nothing wrong with that, by the way. Yeah, if it has a hard time breaking above 3,000 and it's getting knocked down, it's a great shorting opportunity. Just don't walk away from that short, to be honest with you. You're looking at 2014 as in the sense of the 2014 retracement is what I'm assuming you're talking about. Eero's ICO used for prostitution. I saw, where was it? No, it's actually up. If this is the one I'm looking at. If the symbol is EUR, it's up 0.26%. But I mean, Eero's is a dating site basically, so I don't think I'd be putting money into that. Stefan, what's up, buddy? Welcome. You just think people want free BCH or BCC? Yeah, dude, I agree with you. But yeah, I'm a little, curious to see what's going to happen once, BCH or BCC, whatever the exchanges want to call it, once it gets actually listed on the exchange, to see if money is going to flow out of BCH and into BTC. It's a possibility, or people could really support it and expect for something bigger, and actually run it up the first couple hours. And then, of course, we know what happens when things run up so fast, they come down just as fast. Yeah, I stay away from ICOs, to be honest with you guys. I've not traded into any ICOs. I'll see what they do once they're listed on an exchange, and if I think it's it's an opportunity for profit, I'll look into it and I'll probably take a position. But if the opportunity doesn't present itself, then there's no sense of even me taking a position. I'll be stuck in it. What do I think about EOS? I wanted a position in EOS. I wanted to see if it kind of break that $1.30. I mean, it got to $1.13, a week ago or so, and then had a really nice run up to almost 2. So I do like EOS. From what they're saying, I mean, it's the possibility, competition to Ethereum, aside from Ant Shares or Neo, whatever they're calling it now. But at this current price level, yeah, I don't like it. I would love it at 1. At 1, I would definitely take a position. Don't get stuck holding it. Yeah, dude, you're right. You don't want to get stuck holding anything at all. Then you don't have the funds available for something else that might decided to tank or drop. Yeah, Scott. Coinbase did come out and say they're not supporting BCC or BCH. They're actually going to be calling it BCC, I'm assuming. But yeah, they're not supporting that at all. So anybody that's holding any Bitcoins on Coinbase or GDAX, you will not be getting the split coin at all. So, and I would definitely move it out of that exchange. Jing, welcome, buddy. Can you store it there? I'm assuming you're talking about in reference to Coinbase or GDAX. Yeah, I mean you can store your BTCs on there. I mean they'll be safe. They're not going anywhere. But if you want to take advantage of getting BCC or BCH, then you definitely want to move it out of Coinbase. But from what I heard, Bittrex is supporting it as well as Bitfinex. Bitfinex is definitely supporting it. Yeah, I'm assuming Coinbase or Coinbase is going to be keeping the BCC and moving them to an exchange that they have, aside from their own exchange, and selling the BCC or BCH. I guarantee you that's what they're doing. What exchange would I recommend to move it to? And I mean, the two exchanges that I know of that will support it, and it's Bitfinex as well as Bittrex. So those are the two that I would move it to if you don't have a hardware wallet and if you're not able to create a paper wallet, and you want to take advantage of the split, then move it to an exchange that offers BCC or BCH. That's the best thing to do. Yeah, is Kraken one of them too? Okay, I wasn't sure, Ash, if Kraken was one of them. But let's go ahead and take a look at because I do want to take a position in SAN. We'll see where SAN is in comparison to the trend lines that I drew out a while back. So 16 cents is not bad. I think it got down to 14 cents this morning, or maybe 14 and a half cents. But it wasn't anything special. Extreme F1. Yeah, the only problem with USDT is it's an altcoin. What is it doing now? Not Citizens Bank. I think USDT, it's right at $1 now, so it's down to 0.17% from what I can see on Crypto Watch. But yeah, the only problem in USDT is that it's another altcoin that could do well, or it could be under $1. So it's really a risk that you're taking. So CoinMarketCap has it under $1 right now, currently. I mean, it's the safest move to make aside from the USD, of course, but it's still an altcoin, so you got to remember that. Michael, Bitfinex is looking insolvent due to shorts and BCC. Oh man, that's not good. That's not what I want to hear. What do I think of SWAT, SWT? I don't know. I'll put it on my list, and I will try to cover that if I can. Okay, so let's see. SAN has gotten, this is from a while back, has gotten pushed back down from that 24 cents. So if anybody's looking at getting into SAN, I would be looking to lock in profits at 24 cents. So if I do get my entry at 11 cents, of course, if it gets up to 24 cents, I would be looking to lock in profits. It's 3 separate times that it got pushed back down. Just had a hard time breaking out above it. And I think, if she does get up to that level again, she is going to have a hard time breaking out above it. It's just given. It's shown us numerous times that that is a spot where she is going to have a hard time. But yeah, let's see what she got down to this morning. About 14 and a half cents. A little over 14 and a half cents. So it didn't have a domino effect. I mean, because that was a really nice drop. I mean, it basically, the high was 16.7 and the low was 14.5. So that's a nice drop, over 2 cents for it. And I'm surprised that didn't really cause some sort of a domino effect with stop losses being taken out possibly, or if anybody's shorting, them taking profits. But yeah, I think, with SAN, she still has little ways to go. And I do like Sand. I like what they offer. Considering I'm a trader, and they're basically in the information space where they're providing traders with an all-in-one type of tool. Whether it's charting, information, it has that ability to really have that adoption with traders. And if traders could find a tool that is an all-in-one, and I don't know, you guys might know of a different cryptocurrency that's in that sector where they're providing valuable information to traders, let me know. But this is the only one that I know of, but it just has not had that mass adoption with traders yet. But yeah, I would have to see if this thing breaks below 14 bucks. I'm sorry, 14 cents. Because that seems to be the low. 13, a little over 14 was basically the low that it had set. So we would need it to break under 14 to see if it's going to sustain that, that drop to 11 cents. But I think, if you can pick this up at 10 cents, 11 cents, it's not a bad opportunity to, to gain, 40, 50% possibly on this, because this is just being beat down and it's having a hard time moving up. And it's really one of the only cryptocurrencies that has not had a nice push to the upside, especially after it got listed and after it got dropped. With some of the cryptocurrencies that we see, they get pumped up in the beginning, then they kind of, they drop to a low and then they get pumped again. And we have not seen that. So it's only a matter of time before Sand gets pumped again. But I'm still not comfortable at this, 16 cents level. I would like to see that at 11 cents. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the other one was OMG. OMG just does not seem to be getting to that $1 level or even breaking below $1. She's definitely veered off the track though, off the trend lines, the upward trend lines that I drew out a couple days ago. So basically, this is in a somewhat flatline stage. So this is something that I drew out a while back where, she had a nice upward trend between the trend lines, had a nice parabolic breakout, came back down, maintained that trend line, hopped right back on track, and of course broke it right back down. So, right now, really all she's doing is consolidating between that 110 and up to 130, I would say. So she could be in this range for X amount of time before possibly having a nice breakout. So we'll see exactly, if this range gets tighter and tighter and tighter. Right now, the range is, about 20 cents, a little less than 20 cents is the range. But as the time goes on and this chart really starts to form, and as long as these ranges are getting tighter and tighter and tighter, then there is a possibility for another up move. So that's the downward trend line for today. And then let's see, let's go ahead and draw another line out here. Joe Mama, what is up, buddy? Welcome. Potters, welcome. It's great to see you guys. Hopefully you had a great weekend. But yeah, this charting doesn't seem to be cooperating this morning. So we'll see. We'll see if she actually maintains this downward trend line and stays underneath it. If she can get above it and start some sort of upward move to break out, then we could have an opportunity where it could get to that 130 level again. But that is a trend that she's playing, is just that 130 to 110, and there's a possibility that she just could continue to bounce up and down from those levels there. So an entry at 110. And then a possibility out at 120, depending on, or 130, depending on your sizable position. 20 cents is not too bad at all. Sellers are stacking up though, so we're going to see how she's going to react to if she gets up to 118.8. Yeah, there's a big seller of 30,000. So Joe, you're not liking what F is doing? No, I don't like what F is doing. I am holding F for long term. And yeah, I don't like what it's doing either, but what can you do? Yeah, crypto never sleeps. BTC, and I said it earlier, has just kind of defied everything that I thought it would do. And it has not, had a major breakdown. F is being pumped right now. No, there's no pump going on with F. Oh, on Poloniex. Okay, gotcha. No, I mean, Roman, it provided a great opportunity this past weekend, and I wasn't looking at it, but it got to what, 180. So 180 to 200, because it did get right back up to 200. That would have been a $20 significant gain. It's not bad at all, depending if you were looking to just kind of get in and out. 189 is showing on. Is this even correct? No, actually 176. That's what it kind of got down to. $177, just about. 176.95. So yeah, that's definitely a pump there. But yeah, it's given back, all the gains that it actually made. But yeah, this thing needs to break out above 250. 250, 259 is the resistance for it. It needs a clear break above it for it to signal that, this is going to be on an upward move. But until she breaks out above that 250, she's going to have a hard time. Really, actually, even on Bitfinex, she needs to break above 240. 240 is where she's got knocked down several times. You sold at 230. That's not bad. Depending on what your entry was, 230 is not bad. But yeah, let me get down to the list of, because I know some of you guys wanted me to cover some of the cryptocurrencies, and I do have a couple of them on my list. A flag pattern on F. Let's see, we got to look at a larger time frame. Ash, I don't trust Poloniex either. I don't trust them at all. Yeah, I don't really trust any exchanges, but I do somewhat. That's somewhat. I do somewhat trust Coinbase, unfortunately. Let's see on a 2-hour time frame. So Extreme, let me know what time frame you were looking at, for the possible flag, bull flag or bear flag. Yeah, I don't know about a bull flag on this. Yeah, unless you're looking at a different time frame. Yeah, possibly on the 1 day. On the 1 day, but yeah, this is pretty ugly for a 1 day chart. So yeah, not the type of bull flag I would like to see. Yeah, not a problem, man. Yeah, I mean, I get confused sometimes too, thinking I see a bull flag, and then I end up looking at different time frames, and I'm like, nah, that definitely contradicted what I was looking at. It's gonna break 170. I can see this thing coming back down at 130-ish. Retesting that 130 level again. I mean, it's a huge possibility. Jim, not a problem. Let's see. I didn't even read your comment from prior comment. Yeah, BTC is moving. It really is. I mean, it hit 2,800, something to that extent. But yeah, especially on an exchange that's going to be supporting it. There's going to be more buying that's going to be supporting BCC or BCH. There's going to be more buying that's going to be happening. I don't think anybody's going to be selling to say, I need to get out of BTC because I'm not going to be taking advantage of the split. So on exchanges that are going to be supporting it, there's going to be more buying than selling that's going to be going on. I wouldn't be surprised, closer to midnight that this thing that BTC doesn't have a parabolic move and really break out and really get to that $3,000 level. All right, so let's see. Some of the lists that I have on, I don't even know if they're on this exchange. Yeah, thank you to everybody that's joining. We've got 50 people. I appreciate it. And if you do find that some of this information helpful, pound that like button. Pound it. We got 5 likes so far. Maybe I need to refresh my computer. But yeah, thank you guys for joining. I do appreciate it. F running to 300. Yeah, I mean, if we have a 50% move, yes, easily. And it can do it. We've seen it before. It can have a 50% move. But these ICOs, they are causing uncertainties with the price of F. Rain. Condensate, huh? I don't know if I trust this. Their ticker symbol is rain. The name is condensate. What exchange are they on? Nothing that I use, but yeah, 96% dominance. That's horrible. I forget who asked me to look at this last week. Just in my opinion, this is just another pump and dump coin. I mean, they didn't pump it nearly as to what they should pump it to. I mean, they got it up to 2 cents. Let me look at the 1 year. Yeah, I mean, if anybody's interested in this, I mean, you want to wait for this to come back down to the level where it started out, basically a half a penny, 0.005. If I was looking at this, but yeah, condensate, ticker symbol rain. Yeah, stay away from it. Mysterium was the other one. Nothing for Mysterium. Oh, there we go. Very small float, 32 million total supply, 19 million circulating supply. That's not bad at all. This is a complete low floater. But it's not on a major exchange. Oh, it is. Okay. And the volume is spread out nicely, which isn't too bad at all. So decentralized VPN powered by blockchain, open source network allowing anyone to rent their unused network traffic while providing a secure connection for those in need. Interesting. Yeah, I would have to do a little more research on this. I definitely like the float. 32 million is not bad at all. Yeah, if you guys have any information on this, let me know. It is on Bittrex, which is nice, and that is an exchange that I have. What was the ticker symbol? MYST. Yeah, stick to the cryptos with major support. Joe Mama, I can completely agree with that comment. Stay away from these coins. My buddy who was visiting showed me his portfolio, and I'm like, dude, I've never even heard of half of these coins. I'm like, why'd you buy this? He's like, oh, my buddy told me to buy it, so I bought it. And I'm like, he could have been on a pump and dump group that's telling all his friends to buy it. But yeah, he started out with 10K, and he was down to about 3,500. And he was like, what should I do? And I'm like, dude, I'm not even in the right stage of mind to be thinking about this now. And this was after, I had a couple beers. All right, when was this thing listed? June 18th, listed on June 18th. On the 1 day, it looks nice. It looks like it's flatlining. But yeah, I would need more data on this, more information, because I don't see any type of upward move, an upward trend. We're starting to correct to the upside, especially on the 1 day. Even on the 15 minutes, this looks horrible. Yeah, this could just continue to bleed for a little while. So definitely not interested in it at this current price point. If it gets lower, yes, based on the float. And that's really the only thing it's based on right now without really me doing any research. 32 million float is nothing. That is very low. And this thing could move. If she starts to move, it'll definitely start moving. Only 19 million circulating supply. I'm not sure how many of them are locked up, if they are even locked up. But yeah, low floaters are great. They can definitely move. So this is something I'm going to put on my list just to kind of keep an eye out on periodically. And any positive news that would come out on this could send this moving. Yeah, crypto never sleeps. Yeah, he did. He just didn't have the right strategy. He had Ethereum, which was great. He had, other top coins, but his majority of holdings were, crap coins that got pumped. And we looked at a couple of them on my charting system, and I'm like, well, dude, you've been holding this for too long. Like, when it gets pumped, you want to get out. You want to sell. What are you holding it for? But yeah, 6,500 bucks that he's down. Because he said his buddy started out with 10,000, turned that 10,000 to about 120, 120, and 30,000, and that's what he was hoping he could do, which is doable if you're in the right trades and if you're getting out at the right time. But if he's not, then yeah, it's not gonna work. I would have rather have seen him, in the top 4 cryptocurrencies and be down 6,500 bucks instead of the crap coins that he was in. I said to him, I said, I don't want to offend you, but yeah, these are crap coins that you're purchasing, and you're purchasing them when they're pumped at the peak, basically, and expecting something for a different outcome. Saya coin was the other one. Somebody had bought, I forget what they said, 300,000 at 350 Satoshis. So they purchased at 350. So hopefully right around here, expecting to catch a nice dip. But yeah, I think I've looked at Siacoin in the past. thought it was listed prior to May. But yeah, showing May 18th that it was listed, especially on Bittrex. Yeah, not much data still on this in the sense of being listed on Bittrex. But yeah, that all-time low is 216 Satoshis, basically. And it's attempted to test those levels, 257, 272, 278. Yeah, nothing that's going to pique my interest at this level. But I remember Siacoin did have a huge dump or a huge pump, and then it got dumped. But yeah, I would wait. I would keep an eye. If anybody's interested in this, I would wait to see if it breaks below 200 and see how far that break is. But yeah, not in this level here, even though it has come down significantly from its all-time high that it had set on June 19th. June 19th hit 761 Satoshis. So, I mean, that's not bad. And if you were able to pick it up in the 300, 250 Satoshi range, that would have been back here. But yeah, there's going to be a pump and dump group out there that will pump this eventually. But yeah, I would wait for this to kind of flatline. The longer flatlines, the better of a chance of it having a nice push to the upside. If it doesn't continuously flatline and it just starts dropping down, then yeah, not something I would be interested in. But yeah, stick to the popular coins. Adult Gamer, welcome. How long will we know if Bitcoin update is successful? I said a while back, I said, I don't think we're in the clear until mid-August. Hopefully by mid-August, it'll start to stabilize. Crypto never sleeps. Get out of the stock market. That's my best advice to anybody. Get out of the stock market, especially if crypto is what's holding you up, and that's what it seems like. You're breaking even with crypto. There's another coin. Somebody want SWT. Yeah, I'm still waiting for Litecoin for that 37.51, and I don't think she's going to be hitting that 37.51. 38.40. 38.28. Yeah, if she can break 38, then that 37.50 is definitely, or 37.51 is in sight. Gene, welcome. What's going to 30 cents in a week or two after the split? 30 cents. I'm not sure which cryptocurrency I covered. IOTA goodbye at 25 cents. No, I'm still waiting. I'm waiting. I mean, it doesn't hurt. I guess I could probably take a little bit of a position. What was the low today? Low was 25. Yeah, I would like to get 20 cents out of IOTA. That's what I would like to see. 20 cents, I will definitely take a position. Anything above that, not yet. IOTA. I mean, it could. Easily it could. And we've seen IOTA, get from that 14 cents all the way up to 31 cents. But yeah, 30 cents is going to be a resistance for it. So, for me to buy it at 25 and then sell it at 35 cents, yeah, it's not bad, but that's not really what I'm looking for. Yeah, I don't want to be tied up in this just for a 5-cent profit. But if I can pick it up at 20 and sell it at 30, then I'm happy with 50%. You got sand at 17 cents. I thought about it at 17 cents and I was like, no. I was like, I've been looking at this for a while now. And I was like, it's just coming down. There's no sense in me taking a position in it. But yeah, 10 cents is 11 cents is actually what I'm looking for. And really all-time low and it's really not too much of an all-time low because we don't have much data for it. It's really 14 cents. That's really the low that is set, exactly 14 cents. So a break below 14, could easily hit that 11-cent range. But yeah, 17 cents might have been just a tad bit too high for me, especially for me to purchase it, considering she's just downtrending. SWAT was the other one that somebody wanted me to take a look at. Or Swift is it? I call it SWAT. SWT. Oh, Swarm City token. Okay, I didn't even know that's what it stood for. Oh, I didn't know Swarm City's token ticker. So I'm assuming this is when the hack happened. Right up here. And they dropped it. Wow. That's crazy. 27,000 Satoshis was the low. Man, that would have been a great spot to pick it up. 30,000 Satoshis would have been, oh man. Yeah, I didn't look at this on the 19th. Yeah, 30,000 to 86,000. But ever since then, I mean, it just downtrended, came right back to where she was basically, just about almost. Nice flat line, but I don't know. I don't know about Swarm City. And if you do end up getting in this, I mean, you can see exactly. I mean, she comes down and then she got pumped good. And I mean, these are significant gains. If anybody had taken a position in this, 35,000 all the way up to, let's just say 58,000. But you got to be ready to get out. This isn't going to be sustained, uptrend for too long. You got to be ready to get out, lock in those profits. Because what do we know? I mean, it came right back down. So I don't know. I would like to see this thing. Let me look at it on a daily. Yeah, they sent this thing back to basically where she came from, just about. $9,000 Satoshis is the low that she had set. Yeah, 25,000 would seem to me that would be a good entry if I was looking at this. But yeah, I wouldn't be interested at the current level, considering she could just keep continuously downtrending, keep downtrending. Major support, of course, in that 9,000-10,000 range. But unless you're going to put a low ball offer in and just let it sit, that's probably the only way of playing this one. All right, let me see if I can get to some of the comments, and then I definitely want to start taking a look at, see if I can get an entry. And if I have to change my order, I'll change my order. But Sand at 16 cents. Maybe she dips it back to 14.5 or 14. Take a little bit of a position, maybe 1,000 coins. Verge pump and dump. Yeah, a lot of them are pump and dumps. I'm sorry to say that. They pump and dump stuff left and right. Dubai review. Let's see. Dumped LTC. I'm assuming when it got down below 39 bucks. Yeah, I don't know what LTC is going to do. I mean, I still have that position open. It'd be nice if it executes, but it's hit or miss to see what it's going to do. Stefan, you like the SWOT chart? I don't know, man. I don't know if I like it. I'll go back to it and look at it again. Maybe I just need to analyze it a little more. Verge. I mean, they really haven't dumped it too much. I mean, a dump would be right down to possibly 35, 40,000, 35, 40 Satoshis. That would be a dump. But no, I mean, on the daily, this actually doesn't look too bad, especially if she can stay above 100. And it seems like, she wants to stay above 100. She hasn't cracked below that 100 yet. 126 here, actually 84. She did crack below it, but came right back up. So it seems like it likes that range of 100. So I'll have to pay attention to this to see if she just continuously consolidates in that 100 range. And if she does, I don't know, it might pique a little bit of an interest. Because then, she really has found that support at 100 Satoshis. And that's not an advice to buy this, guys. Just to let you know, that is not an advice to buy it. You got to do your own due diligence because you're risking your own money. And there's a possibility that you could lose your money. So definitely do your own due diligence. But yeah, 75 would be good for this. And as long as she can consolidate in that range, just to take a little bit of a position at 100 is not bad, but then kind of wait for it to see if she cracks. Definitely crack the 80, 84, 85 Satoshi range. And if she can do that, there's a possibility with enough sell-in that she could retest this high here. And a lot of times, that's what they like to do. They like to test the previous high and make that a new support level. So, that previous high up here was 76 Satoshis. So there's a possibility that, if she does decide to make a new low, that 76 Satoshi, 75 Satoshi range could be the new support line for it. But let me go back to Swarm City real quick. I think I need to really just take a look at this and analyze it on a longer period. And I mean, she's finding nice support, really above that, 30 at 34,000 Satoshi range. I mean, that's not a bad support for it. But it all depends. I mean, is she going to hover in that range? Is she going to consolidate in that 35,000 Satoshi range? Or is she going to break down? And if she breaks down, I mean, she could definitely break down and retest this low again here. I don't think so. I mean, this was due to that hack. But if there's any negative news that comes out, I mean, she could easily drop. I mean, she dropped from 90,000 Satoshis all the way down to, 30,000 Satoshis. So with any bad news that comes out of Swarm City, she could tank. She could do another 30,000 drop. I'd put it right around 6,000 Satoshis, which I don't think she will, but I think she can if something bad comes out. But not right now, though. I mean, she is hovering. She is maintaining a nice support line and not really breaking down below 35,000 Satoshis. All right, let me see if I can get to some of these comments. Gene, let's see. It's funny. It's funny listening to stock traders boasting about 10% gains per month. Yeah, 10% gain per month in the stock market. That's great. But yeah, in the cryptocurrency market, that's it's nothing. Even though 10% is good, but you're just like, man, 10%, that's it in this crypto market? It should be higher. But yeah, Stefan, I'll definitely have to take a look at Swarm City. And I'll put that on my list as something to look at periodically with MYST. Philip, welcome, buddy. First time I'm seeing that name. So thank you for joining, man. I appreciate it. No, I'm not holding coins currently right now that I'm looking at. I'm holding Ethereum or Ether. That's about the only thing that I have a position in. But no, they haven't come to a level that I feel comfortable at buying at. So 37.51 is what I'm looking for Litecoin. And then you guys can see my open orders that I have on Bitfinex. 11 cents for SAND, 110 for OMG, and 20 cents for IOTA. You're curious on how many coins I'm holding, I'm assuming, right? Ethereum, that's the only thing. And it's about 50 53, 54 that I'm currently holding. But yeah, so far, I mean, my profit was pretty good when I started really heavily trading. I took 8,000 to about 22,000, and then of course got caught in that flash crash, and it could easily take it away within a matter of a flash of a second. But Coinbase, somewhat made it right, and they did give me back, some of the coins back, not all of them. So I'm still holding those because it was a very high entry price that they put me at. It wasn't an entry price that I would have even thought about taking. So due to that, I'm holding. I'm a bag holder in Ether, but I would rather be a bag holder in Ether than to be a bag holder in any of the other altcoins, to be honest with you. But yeah, honestly, to be, I've only really taken one bad loss, and it's a realized loss because I bought Steem at 20,000 Satoshis, and I held it for a while. I wasn't doing much. And I got to like 18,000 Satoshis, and I was like, all right, I'm cutting this loose. And then what do you know, weeks and weeks later, it gets pumped huge. But yeah, I haven't had many losses. And I'm trying to get to some of these comments, and hopefully, so if they're geared, especially if the comments are geared towards me, I'd like to be able to respond to them. Joe Mama, let's see, sell F at $200 for $360 profit. Those are pretty good profits. Those are pretty good profits. And you guys got to remember too, I'm not a licensed advisor to kind of advise you of your trades. So you kind of have to do what's best for you. If you're happy with the profit, you got to take them. I mean, there's no shame in locking in profit at all, especially if you have it, because you can buy it back, on a nice dip. Yeah, Stefan, I would just be a little leery, man. I mean, anything that Swarm City puts out, it's not going to be bad news. Just remember that. It's going to be positive news. Of course, they want the price to increase. So you got to kind of look at maybe other news outlets that's unbiased of where that news is coming from. But yeah, I mean, any company, especially if they're in turmoil, they're going to tell you everything looks good. They don't want any type of panic selling to happen. It's better for them not to even come out and make an announcement saying everything is good, because then that kind of might tell you that everything is not good at all for them to say everything's good. So fine, not a problem, man. Anytime, anytime. And sorry, I'm a little under the weather today from this rough weekend, so I'm not myself at all. Joe Mama, I was thinking that this past weekend too. I really didn't look at the market at all this past weekend. I got busy with, a bunch of my buddies that were in town. And it was kind of great, to be honest with you, to not think about, I mean, yeah, we had the, cryptocurrency conversation with two of my buddies that do, but then we kind of had to end it because, the other two, we're not into it at all. And they didn't really want to have that type of conversation. So, but yeah, it was nice to really not have to look at charts and think about it, just to kind of give my mind a break. But yeah, it can be addictive. I mean, once you really start focusing in, before you know it, it's like, 5-6 hours have passed by and it's like, whoa, I've been looking at these charts for 5 to 6 hours. That's not good. Joe Mama, you got 68F. You had 59 2 weeks ago. So you're adding to your position, or, you're taking profit along the way. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with that at all, to lock in those profits. Yeah, 250 is that resistance, really. 250 is a resistance for it. So if you're in the profit, like I said, there's no shame in locking in those profits at all. I mean, be happy with them, because it's going to dip back, and you can always buy back. Especially with all this uncertainty that's happening. All right, any of these at a level that I'm comfortable with right now? Ripple's actually a great. I mean, it's at a good price, but just Ripple sucks, or XRP sucks. But yeah, a while back, I remember being at 30 cents, and I'm like, man, I would love this thing to get down to 15 cents, and it's down to 15 cents now, and I'm not even. It's not even peaking in interest. Maybe at like 10 cents at a peak in interest. Yeah, I don't think F is going to get to that 250 anytime soon. I don't think it is. Um, we need some positive news out of F and these ICOs. Especially if these ICOs are holding their ether and they're not dumping their ether. Yeah, that could do great things for the price. But a lot of them, you got to remember. I mean, they need the capital. They need USD, to start their projects. They can't go to Home Depot and pay with Bitcoin. So they need to be able to sell those ethers. Yeah, I don't blame you for pulling out of Ripple. No, I don't blame you at all. Yeah, that's not a long-term hold at all. Yeah, and I don't, a lot of people are still holding, wishing that it gets right back up to that 40 cents, 42 cents level. And yeah, it's not going to do it. And, and I briefly, touched on this, and I'll talk about it, now. And I didn't really go into details about, the relationship between Ripple and XRP and what the developers could really do to pump up the price of XRP. Banks are utilizing the Ripple technology, and I think we all know that Ripple and XRP are two different things. XRP is a token, Ripple is the technology behind what banks are using. Banks are not adopting XRP at all. Not whatsoever. I don't even think they care less about XRP. They care more about the technology, the intercontinental transfer. And in order for XRP to do well, banks have to utilize XRP. And I think the developers, the creators of Ripple and XRP should make that a mandatory. If the bank is going to take part in their technology and utilize their technology, they have to utilize XRP, and that's how they have to make intercontinental transfers. If they're transferring from one bank to another bank, they have to transfer in Ripple, and then the other bank would convert the Ripple to whatever fiat currency it is that they're looking to receive. As long as they can do that, then yes, the volume will be sustained. The banks are going to be required to buy Ripple and possibly hold Ripple. Maybe they should make it to where they have to hold a master node of, I don't know, 1 million XRP coins in order for them to utilize the technology of Ripple. If they do that, then yes, I firmly believe that Ripple could get up there, or XRP could get up to that level of 50 cents, possibly $1. But if there's no adoption with banks in relations to XRP, then XRP is not going anywhere. It's going to be stuck at the level, and it's just going to keep continuously bleed back to where she came from, under a penny. That's a possibility over the long period of time if XRP is not being utilized by banks. Yeah, Joe, yes, F is a long-term investment. It's a long-term investment for me. It's a long-term investment for a lot of people. F, I'm sorry, Ethereum is the foundation, and that foundation is not going anywhere. These ICOs will disappear. They'll come on, they'll disappear, they'll take people's money. A lot of them will just be set up for pump and dumps. But the foundation that they're built on is not going to go anywhere. I firmly believe that F is a solid long-term hold. I'm down a lot. Coinbase basically put me at a $317 entry point. And like I said, I had no intentions of entering at 317. My entry was 250. But yeah, it's a long-term hold. Not because I'm down. It's because it's an opportunity that it could get up to that $500 level, and eventually overtake Bitcoin in the sense of market cap. But yeah, as long as, these ICOs that are coming out, they're legit ICOs, they're not pump and dumps, they're not scams. And as long as they can curve these ICOs that are being created on their platform, then, Ether has a great potential, and it still does. It really still does. What do I think about the future of Neo? I guess that all depends on how the Chinese view Neo. As long as the Chinese can support it, then yes, it'll do well. But if the Chinese lose faith in Neo, then yeah, I think we all know what's going to happen. To be honest with you, it's not going to have a sustained upward move. It'll come crashing, and it'll come crashing hard. So unfortunately, I mean, anybody that's in Neo, I mean, kind of relies on the Chinese adoption, and that they are really going to support it. Let's see, what was the other question? Cesar, welcome, buddy. A lot of coins to look at. Stratus, Dash, Next, for the future. I mean, if you're talking about long-term hold, I mean, those aren't bad cryptocurrencies at all, as long as you find a good entry, where it completely has been consolidating and moving sideways for a while. But yeah, I mean, any cryptocurrency, as long as it has a great roadmap, it's got a great development team, and it's got the backing of a community, then yeah, they could do great things. But if they don't have those things, then there's no positive future outlook for any of those cryptocurrencies. I do like Dash. Stratus, I haven't really looked at too well. NXT, I do like NXT because they do provide the foundation for ICOs to be created on their platform. And I think off the top of my head, I think they have about 16 ICOs or 16 tokens that are created on their platform. And of course, we know that Ethereum is the biggest with over 70. But 16 isn't bad. It just needs that adoption. It needs more tokens to be created. If more tokens are created on their platform, then investors have to buy NXT in order to get into the ICO that's being created on their platform. So really, I mean, if you're looking for long-term investment, you want to invest in the cryptocurrencies that are providing the foundation. And NXT is providing the foundation. But you'd have to find a good entry price because it could be a while before it actually has a nice sustained move. Joe Mama, let's see. Did I ever try gaining more ETH on the drop and sell when they pump? I don't have too much capital to play with, considering majority of it is locked up in ETH currently at the time. But that 130 would have been great. That would have been a great entry. But yeah, I was tied up. I didn't have much funds available. Let's look at it next because I have not looked at it in a very long time. Let's see how low it is. But I think, all these ICOs, I mean, they want Ether. It's the most dominating cryptocurrency. Ooh, man, it's a crazy dip. But I mean, and this is what you want to look for, just that flatline stage. And this is a flatline stage. Yes, a flatline for a good period of time. I mean, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, just about. And if you could hold on, and not be psyched out and get tired of this, yeah, I mean, it provided a great return. And I don't know what the news was, that would have possibly come out on February 26th to get this thing to really move up from 500 Satoshis all the way up to 9,000 Satoshis. I mean, that's huge. That's a huge return. Can you get up, please? All right, I think I have sound. I was muted. Logan, welcome, buddy. Great seeing you. Thank you. Hopefully you had a great weekend. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. My daughter was asking me a question and I muted it and then completely forgot. But you guys are on top of it. So, and as long as you see, me moving the charts around, then you guys know I'm on mute. And thank you for notifying me. Logan, I think you might have lost count of how many times I've had it on mute. I think we were counting at one point. Joe, okay. You know what? Let's talk about that real quick. And Joe wants to know, what's up with these free mining sites popping up? Created a lot of accounts with BTC address. I'm going to see if they really pay out. Majority of them don't pay out. Yes, they might pay out for a little bit, but once they shut down operation, and they're gone. So a lot of them could just be waiting, to get the fundings of BTC as much as they want. And then once they have those fundings, I mean, they could easily shut down. They could easily shut down and take everybody's money. So yeah, free mining sites, cloud mining sites. I don't trust any of them. Genesis Mining, I don't trust any of them at all. If I was going to mine, I would want to, hardware mine. Spend the money, get my own hardware, and not really have to rely on, payouts from these cloud mining services or even free mining sites that are out there. And I mean, really, the return on investment on those, it's going to take you a while, unless you're really spending a good amount of money for the hash power. But yeah, I don't trust any cloud mining at all. I don't really trust, to give my BTCs to anybody, especially with the ones that are saying, earn a 5% return on your BTCs. Yeah, those are scams. I mean, eventually they're going to end up taking everybody's money. But yeah, Joe, I mean, they will pay out for a little bit. They will. But that day will come when they shut down operation and take off. I mean, it's happened before. You counted 27, Logan? I don't know, man. We might be over that. Yeah, as long as you don't keep pumping more into it, that's I mean, yeah. Let's just say you put $100 into it and you've gotten your return of $100. That's great. But yeah, I wouldn't stay in it too long. Yeah, Logan, I think, you and I are in the same situation. Yeah, we hope that it goes back up, and it will. It will. It's not going to stay at these levels for too long. I mean, having the foundation, for these ICOs to be created, it's not going to be at these levels at all. But yeah, I am not adding to that position. You only trust 3 clouds. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. They're all shady in their own way. I mean, I don't know if Genesis Mining is up and running, but yeah, they stopped paying out a while ago. Another buying on ETH. Let's see. Let's take a look at ETH real quick. The LTC is back up to 42. Oh, man. So, I mean, it got down to 38.28. There we go, 42.38. Almost a $4 profit. That's not bad. If anybody caught this in the 40s, yeah, congrats. That's awesome. Yeah, Gene, patience. Patience is one of the biggest things. If you don't have patience, you're going to be suffering from FOMO. And when something starts going up, you're going to end up buying into it when you shouldn't. Yeah, I try to kind of wait and let them come to me. And I've gotten, very successful with that. Yes, I've missed out on some trades by not hopping on at, $1.02 when I was looking for $1, and then it runs up to $1.40. And I'm just like, man, how did I miss that? But, it came right back down, especially with OMG. I mean, it came right back down to, that $1.15 range. F. What are you going to do, F? Are we seeing any patterns at all? Yeah, I mean, yeah, we saw the head and shoulder. Somebody had pointed that out the other day. I forget who it was. Yeah, but for the past day and a half, I mean, this has been ugly. There's nothing great about this. I don't even see the possibility of a nice flag on this, a nice bull flag. Not at all. You know, these are just way too choppy here. Joe, where they is it on Polonius that they're pumping F? And I'm assuming it's on the USDT pair. No, F is not getting pumped at all. I mean, it's down 1.87%. Unless it's on the BTC side. Unless you're looking at the order history. Is there even a big buyer? I mean, it could even be a fake wall. Or is this 10 BTC wall? Points 0.069. 0.069. So that 0.069's got a good support. I mean, with 10 BTCs worth of volume. But now this could just be a little fake out. You know, because it's just been downtrending. You know, from hitting really that. Let's see if that was a low. So yeah, so this was a low one. Basically, on the USD pair side, it hit 130 bucks on GDAX. Had a nice rise up, but yeah, I mean, any little pop that we're going to have from here is just going to be a fake out, and we've seen that here. I mean, numerous times. You know, had a nice little 1 candle, 2 candle pop, and then broke right back down. Little pop, break right back down. So it could do the exact same thing, especially with this previous green candle. Yes, buyers did bring it back up, but the selling intensified. So, but you know, there is that support at 0.69. It seems to be a very good support as long as it's a real support and it's not a fake wall. But it was there. Yeah, no big pump yet. You know, I would like to see it, you know, do what it did here after really touching that low of what was it, 0.66, and then it went right back up to 0.76. That's what I would like to see, you know, for them to be pumping it. Until then, yeah, there's not much of a pump that's happening on this. I think she's going to continuously, you know, downtrend with this trend line here. You know, possibly to that, you know, 175, 150 range. You know, if enough selling intensifies. But if you guys are seeing any patterns on any of these, and if you spot it out, let me know, because I'm not really seeing too many good patterns. But yeah, in my opinion, I can see a lot of these cryptocurrencies retest their levels again, level of 130, 135, possibly for ETH. All right, let me get to some of these comments as best as I can, but it doesn't look like I'll be getting an entry unless within the next 15 minutes we see sand kind of start breaking down below that 14.5 cents. If that's the case, then that is an entry that I'm kind of waiting for. I'm waiting for 11 cents, but I would consider it at 14.5 just for a 2-cent pop to the upside. Nothing to hold long term, to be honest with you. I mean, this is it's an ugly chart. It's an ugly chart. Nothing special about this. I mean, when they continuously start breaking key levels of support, yeah, this is not the cryptocurrency to be in currently right now at the present time. And this thing could easily break below that 13. 13 and change was this low. I think she broke just a little under 14 cents. And actually, it didn't break under 14 cents. So 14 cents was the low that it actually hit. And really, this does not indicate any good price action movement at all to the upside. Gene, yeah, it's good that you're not buying on FOMO. It's very good. You're not, adding fuel to that hype. Really, if you're going to be patient for it, I mean, unfortunately, you got to be in front of a computer to watch it or have these just crazy low ball offers that hope that it executes. But, when panic selling happens, that's really when you want to take advantage of getting into some of these cryptocurrencies. When people start panicking and selling, it's going to drive the price down low. And it's really a great opportunity to get a great entry in. But yeah, panic buying, dip buyings are awesome. Especially, rule of thumb with me is, the faster that it falls, the faster of a bounce that's going to have back up. And if you're able to capitalize on that panic sell, and get a couple good entries in towards the bottom, they are going to have a nice pop to the upside. Especially the faster they fall, the faster the pop is. But if they just continuously grind down low, yeah, it's not an entry to take. Because it's showing you that it's just continuously grinding. What I want to see is this a violent crash in some of these cryptocurrencies, especially right up here. If you're seeing some sort of pattern where it just continuously drops, I mean, it dropped from about 22 cents all the way to 18 cents. And if you were able to catch it, in those 18-cent range, 18.5-cent range, went right back up to 22. Or at least within one candlestick, it went right up to 21.5 cents. So that's not bad with 3.5-cent profit. But yeah, these violent dips are really the ones that you want to take advantage of and not get caught, on buying this hype, this pump. Now, yes, if you got in here at a very low price in the 18 cents, before it really went parabolic, yeah, that's great. But a lot of people are not able to catch it at 18 cents. More than likely they're catching it at 23.5 cents. And then they're expecting a lot more, where it goes up to almost 26 and then it completely breaks down. Let's see, Gene. How does one remain calm and relaxed when trading? Yeah, dude. It's the toughest thing to do. You got to take your emotions out of the trade. You really do. Sometimes you got to walk away from your computer. And I've done that many times when things are just going parabolic. And I mean, the move is just unrealistic. I've walked away from my computer. I'm like, there's no way that I'm going to sit here and watch this. Because more than likely, I'm human. So FOMO is going to kick in. I'm going to end up taking a position. And when I do, it's going to end up turning back around against me. So you got to walk away from your computer, but yeah, it's tough to keep calm, especially if you have a cryptocurrency that you're interested in taking a position and it just starts to run and run and run. By the time you buy it, it's too late. But yeah, I mean, let's say you took 387 bucks and turned it into 38,700. You wouldn't keep 38,700 on an exchange. Pull it out. Pull it out. Yeah, that's too much to be keeping on one exchange. And if you haven't spread out across different exchanges, yes, that's not as bad. So much to gain from trades, but so much to lose from an exchange going down in flames. Yes, especially if you're using these exchanges that are not reputable at all. A lot of them are set up for pump and dumps. It's where you would go to buy garbage. Basically, all the garbage ICO, are listed on some of these exchanges that are just basically used for pump and dumps. So, I would stay away from them, to be honest with you. Stick with a handful of reputable exchanges. And I think, Gemini, I mean, you're very limited to what you can trade, of course, with some of these reputable exchanges, but you're a little more safer. You can trade on these exchanges that are set up for pump and dump, but trade the popular coins. That's what I would recommend. So there's nothing wrong with trading on Bittrex or Poloniex, but you want to trade the popular coins. You don't want to trade the ones that are set up for pump and dump, basically, unless you can get in at an early stage, before really it's pumped up, and then get out once they're pumping it. Yeah, keep up with the news. You're exactly right. The more people that are talking about something, the more that it's going to be pumped up. I mean, let's look at Pivx. And I mean, Pivx got pumped nicely, because everybody and their mother was talking about Pivx. And then once the news kind of died down and nobody's talking about Pivx, I mean, it completely went down. If you feel the fear, that's the time to buy. Danny Baker. I like that, dude. Yes, indeed. When that fear is there, I mean, you should be ready to pounce, on people's fear. And I mean, I love panic sells. If I'm in front of my computer and I see a panic sell happening, I'm gonna get, a little bit of a position. I'm gonna have a little bit of skin in the game. LTC 43. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at a 6-hour candlestick, so let's go ahead and get a little closer. Yeah, I mean, this is a nice move. This is definitely a good move. Especially on GDAX. I don't know what is it doing on Bittrex. 42.40 on Bittrex. So it could be a little arbitrage that's happening from Bittrex to GDAX to cause this nice price of 43 bucks, 43 and change. Let's see if she corrects back down. But yeah, especially if anybody has BTC on Coinbase or GDAX and they don't have a hardware wallet, they don't have the time to get a paper wallet or research how to make a paper wallet. I mean, they're not going to hold BTC. They're going to exchange it. They're going to sell it for either Litecoin or Ether. Those are really the only options that they're left with on GDAX. They're not left with any other options, or to sell it and sit on USD. So that could be causing this upward move on LTC. Okay, let's see where these buyers or sellers are stacked up. So 43.12, about 12.50. So there's a fake wall that's going up and coming down. Let's see if I can spot it again. I mean, it moves rapidly through the order book. It's so hard to keep an eye on it. But it was about 1,600 Litecoins that would just rapidly flash and move throughout the order book. Yeah, I don't think he, she, or they are coming back on this order book. All right, there we go. Oh, he just disappeared. Okay, he's moving it up. 42.50, 40. Yeah, I mean, they're only on there for a split second before they rapidly move within the order book. But yeah, with this type of move, if this move is sustained, I mean, this could start really getting up to that all-time high. I mean, especially if she breaks over 50. If she can break over 50 and maintain that 50, all-time high could be set, especially with anybody that's getting rid of their BTC and looking to get it into another cryptocurrency. More than likely, they're going to take a position in LTC. Joe Mama, let's see. Screw it. You're holding. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with holding. But yes, adding on to your position when it drops is probably the best thing to do. Like my one buddy actually bought, I think he told me he bought Ether at 360. And I was like, well, dude, it's 180 now. I'm like, are you adding to your position? He's like, no. And I'm like, why wouldn't you? I'm like, you're going to be heavily lowering your cost average. Like he only put $200 in at $360. But I'm like, dude, put another $200 in or just buy the same amount of 180. Like you're going to lower your cost average, big time. Art, yes. What goes up must come down, and what goes down must come up. It is logic, yes. Especially if something goes up so fast, it's only going to come down just as fast. If something goes down just as fast, it's only going to go up, faster. Now, unless they're just continuously grinding up and grinding up and grinding up, and that's a completely different story. Yeah, SAN is low. I mean, a lot of cryptocurrencies are low because of the BTC split. You're absolutely right about that. I just still don't feel comfortable at that 16, what is it, 16 and a half cents? Not yet. Not yet. Head and shoulder on LTC. Let me go back and look at this. What time frame are you looking at, Danny? I'm assuming you're looking at GDAX for LTC, head and shoulder. Rocky Mountain, good morning. Hope you had a great weekend. Yeah, I don't trust any of these moves either. These dead cat bounces, I do not trust them. But let's see if we see a head and shoulder. The 1 day, let's see on the 1 day chart. Oh, Poloniex. Poloniex. We'll take a look at that. But yeah, if this thing does get up to, I would have liked to have seen it get up to that $50 range, here, because then that would have been a very symmetrical head and shoulder. But it didn't get up to that $50 level. But it could still get up to that $50 level and still have a head and shoulder. And then as long as she breaks above that 50, then that head and shoulder is broken. Then 55 is definitely in sight. Possibly an all-time high of 57.75 is definitely in sight. But yeah, she could easily get that $50, and as long as she doesn't break $50 and she maybe downtrends, then yeah, she's gonna have more of a bigger sustained drop with that head and shoulder. But yeah, I mean, you can basically see them on just about any exchange, especially if you're looking at the same time frame. So just always remember that the pattern is going to be the same. If you do a side-by-side comparison on the same time frame from two different exchanges, you're going to see the pattern be the same. You're going to see the dips. You're going to see the rises all within the same time frame, but just the price point is going to be very different. Yeah, Joe Mama, the market, will go back to where it was. We just got to get over this hump. That's all it is, really. It's a hump that, BTC needs to get over. Ether needs to get over the ICO hump. Baloney pony. Poloniex, I don't like Poloniex. Like I said, I mean, I've used it. And if I was to use them again, I would probably trade, some of the popular coins. I wouldn't trade any of the other cryptocurrencies that they have on there. But listen, we've got a couple more minutes. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know, and I'd be happy to answer them for you. But yeah, 55 people, thank you so much for joining. And I appreciate the time. You guys are spending this time with me. So this is great. Thank you so much. And if you do find this information helpful, don't forget to pound that like button and stay connected with us. We are all over the place. Steemit, Twitter, Facebook. And we do simultaneously live stream these on those 3 platforms. So if you're live streaming this, from those platforms. Thank you so much. We do appreciate your support. Is it a good time to buy? I'm assuming F you're asking for. I like it, if I was to buy it, which I'm not adding to the position that I currently have, but if I was to buy it, I would want to see, I would like to see it get to that, 175, 150 range again. 150 range would be a good opportunity. But yeah, I don't think anything's good to buy, to be honest with you right now. If they get to my level that I'm looking at, then yes, it's a great opportunity for me, but it might not be a good opportunity for you because I'm going with a very sizable position. So if they do go up, let's say Litecoin goes up $1 or $2 from the 100 that I'm buying, that's a very significant profit for me. But for anybody else that's looking at, getting in at 37.50 and they're only buying just a handful and it goes up $2 or $3, it might not be too significant, if you're just looking at the dollar average. 1 to 2 weeks will be rough. Yes, exactly. I completely agree with that. I said mid-August. I don't think we're in the clear until mid-August. The like button could use some love. Yes, it could. It could. We got 54 people on here. So don't be shy, pound that like button and say what's up. Yes, Bitcoin, Jim, you're absolutely right. Bitcoin needs to break 2,800 and sustain that break of 2,800 and not really get pushed right back down. And that's currently what she's doing. She's getting to like 2,820, getting pushed back down. She's got to break above 28, consolidate at that 28, or just have a crazy breakout above it. And if she starts breaking out, momentum chasers will come on and they'll hop on that trade and possibly take it up, especially on Bitfinex. The high was $3,003. But yeah, it's not that far off. It's only $240 away from hitting 3,000. That's really a drop in a bucket for BTC for it to go up. That's not much at all. Rooney, not a problem. Thank you for joining. It's great seeing new names on here. I seriously do appreciate it. Don't be shy if you are new. Just say what's up. Get your name out there. $3,000 when BCH starts selling, and that's if it's going to start selling. Who knows until it's really listed to see, what people think is, the true Bitcoin. I think we all know what the true Bitcoin is. But yeah, if it's, and you got to remember too, if BCH starts really tanking, there are going to be buyers to support it. There will be buyers to support it at, at those levels. And that could cause just a crazy move to the upside. SkyTech, very good question. So I use a couple different exchanges. And they're mainly, the main exchanges. GDAX, Bitfinex, Gemini are the main exchanges that I do have. But then I have Poloniex, I have Bittrex, and then I have one other one that I can't even think of that I set up a while ago and haven't even looked at it. So there are 5 exchanges that I use, and it's always good to have multiple exchanges and kind of have your money spread out just a little bit. You don't want to be tied in on one exchange. If GDAX was to go down, I got Bitfinex and vice versa. And Gemini is great because they do allow you to, once you get the account set up and you get verified, they do allow you to, deposit $500 on a daily basis. And you can actually even deposit $1,000 within a couple minutes, to be honest with you, as long as you're able to get in to make it a $500 deposit, before the start of the new cycle, the new day. And that's at 5 p.m. Eastern time zone for Gemini. So, before 5 p.m., you can make a deposit of 500. After 5 p.m., you can make another deposit of 500. And those funds are available to you instantly right away to be able to trade. Now, you can't withdraw the coins that you were to buy with them or transfer the money out until actually the money has cleared into your bank, into Gemini. But at least you have the opportunity to trade as many times as you want within the Gemini network, with the money that you deposit in. So they do give you instant deposit to be able to use. Bittrex made it to 28.15. Rocky Mountain on, I don't think I saw what cryptocurrency you're talking about. 28.15 for, what could that be on? Definitely not Litecoin. Oh, for BTC, okay. 2,815, all right. I was like, man, what cryptocurrency got to 28.15 that I normally would follow? And I'm thinking of Monero and ET and LTC. 28.15. Yeah, I mean, and you got to remember prices are going to be different. So a lot of people could be arbitraging possibly. Thomas, welcome, buddy. Not a problem, man. I'm glad you appreciate the info. And if you do, and you haven't, smash that like button, make sure to smash that like button. Ben, what's up, buddy? Thanks for joining. My thoughts on NEO. I mean, if the Chinese, and I said it earlier, if the Chinese are going to support it because it is, it is the Ethereum killer, possibly, then yeah, it could do well. But if it doesn't get that support, from abroad, then it could just be another altcoin that's going to do what every other altcoin has done, and that's just grind down to nothing, basically. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see the type of support that it gets. If it's going to get the same type of support as Ethereum has, then yeah, it's a possibility that it could do very well. Hope not LTC. Yeah, I mean, if LTC would have dropped to that 28.80, I mean, I would have had a position at 37.50. But yeah, that would have been great. ETC, Danny. I'm glad you mentioned ETC. Can we see 9 or 10? I don't know. I mean, it could get to the 10. 10 is really a support for it. And I said, if it gets to 10, yeah, I'm definitely buying it. Maybe 100. But yeah, let's look at a more of a bigger chart. And I did cover this the other day. And I said, $10 is really a great opportunity. And it could get there. It really could. What are we at? 1301? Oh no, that's not 1368 right now. So it's bouncing off that $13 level that it likes. Not 13 even, but in the 13ish several times. It's not breaking down below it. Broke down below it once to get to 1261, but that was about it. Maybe a second time here, but yeah, I mean that 13 seems to be a very good support line for it. So we really got to crack through the 13, and if we can crack through the 13 with really a good amount of selling. That intensifies, then yeah, that $10 could be in sight. 9, I don't know, but at 10, I would definitely support this thing at 10. Personally, I would support this thing at $10, because I mean it's an easy 50%er. If you can pick this up at 10, 50% is definitely attainable. For it to go from 10 to 15, very attainable. But yeah, 9, I don't know about. 9 could just be, it'd be wishful thinking. It'd be great if it got there and you guys had entries in there. But let's just say hypothetically, she breaks 10, she breaks 9. And really, what is the other price point that she could get to and bounce from? And that's really the $8 level. Oops. Really, this $8 level is going to be very crucial for it to maintain and stay above it. And we'll take a look at this a little closer. So if we look really close at this $10 level, and this is probably the last thing that I'm going to cover before getting off this live stream. But if we really look at that $8 level, and if and when it gets there, that's usually the biggest question. Like I've said in the past, cryptocurrencies like to make the prior resistance a new support line. And as we can see, I mean, that $8 was a hard time breaking above it. And this is really when I was still in that position. I still had a position. And I was saying, at that time that if she can break above 8 and stay above 8, this is going to have a nice parabolic move. And she really did have that nice parabolic move where she got pumped. And hopefully a lot of people took advantage of that. I made significant profit from it. But if she was to break down and get to that level, I mean, that $8 level is pretty solid for it. I don't see it breaking below that $8. Now, it's going to have a hard time getting to 8, of course. But if she does, I mean, that is just the opportunity that I think a lot of people would be waiting for. And I would heavily support it with everything I have in the $8 range. But I would definitely buy it and support it at 10 as well, too. But I mean, it was a couple of times that it just had a hard time breaking out above 8. Yes, breaking out above 8, getting close to 8 or touching 8. I think she touched 8 here, just about, 7.999. So let's just say she touched 8, broke right back down, attempted to break above 8 again, couldn't do it, broke back down. I mean, this was numerous times. This was from May 1st all the way to about until she started breaking out May 21. So for 3 weeks, she just had a hard time. She couldn't do it. And eventually, and I've said it before, the longer that they just kind of consolidate and move sideways. Yes, this had, a little ups and downs here, but mainly, I mean, if you look at the overall picture, it's consolidating, within that range. But, once she breaks above 8, that's a clear confirmation that this is a true breakout. And when she did break above 8, she broke above 8 and just hovered there. She didn't break down at all. And that was the key indicator there that she is going to have a parabolic move. And that's kind of what I looked at a while back to say, what, this is going to be pumped. It's going to have this chance to be pumped. There's a bigger outlook for ETC than what I currently see now. And that's why I was holding on to that position. But yeah, once she stayed at that $8 level and really didn't come right back down to this, 7 to the 650, that's really where she started taking off. So that is a very clear area of support for it. If she does decide to come back down to break below 10, break below 9, and starts breaking key other levels, really that's a level that she should stop at, and should is always a magic word. If something, like I said, if sell intensifies, she could break way below it, but that's an area that a lot of people should support it. So let's take a look at that $8 price range before I get off this live stream on the buying side. See how people are stacked up at that 8. So not too many. I'm surprised, very surprised. Not too many stacked up at that level. 785, a lot more, but that's only one buyer. But 3 buyers at 2,412 ETCs at $8. So it's still early though. I think a lot of people are thinking it's wishful thinking, but somebody was smart enough to kind of put an order there and saying, what, I'm just going to be first in to possibly be first out. If it gets to that level, it's great. And that's just being patient with it. It's being very patient. But 13 at $13 has got a good amount of support as well too. With excuse me, 51. Yeah, right. 15 buyers for 16,856 coins. So, I mean, it's going to have support along the way, but I mean, if she decides to tank, because major cryptos are tanking and this is going to follow suit, I would be very comfortable at 8. I'd be very comfortable at 10 to buy it. I would buy it at 10 and then add on to the position at 8. All right, so let me get to a couple comments, and then I do have to end this live stream. But I want to thank everybody for joining. This is awesome. You guys are great. Yeah, Rocky Mountain, and I'm glad you're looking into it. So any type of research you have on EOS, definitely share it on our Slack. And I know you and Oni are very active on there. So thank you so much for being active. But yeah, I think EOS, NEO, and Ethereum, I mean, definitely Ethereum provides the solid foundation. But as long as EOS and NEO can regain some of that market share that Ether has taken with ICOs being created, tokens being created, then yeah, it could do great. They could both do great. I do like EOS though. I need it to come to a level that I'm comfortable with. And Ark, I don't know about it being the F killer, to be honest with you. Just because Latimer claims it, I mean, he wants it to go up. He doesn't want it to be stuck in this price range. So you got to think about why he's saying it. I mean, it's conflict of interest. There's a huge involvement that he has in it. So he's not going to say that it's not the F killer. He's not going to say that at all. But it's almost like BTC and with every other cryptocurrency that was coming out after BTC and how they were saying, oh, this is the BTC killer, this is the BTC killer. There was nothing out there that was going to kill BTC, and I firmly believe it's going to be the same with Ethereum. Yeah, it's going to have competition, but that competition is not going to overtake it, and that's just my speculation on it. Ben, welcome, buddy. I don't know if I missed the previous. Let's see. Oh, you asked about NEO. Let's see what you're saying. Yeah, and that's what I said earlier. As long as the people in China are going to support it. Now, once they lose faith in it, that's when there's going to be trouble on the horizon. So Ben, you probably have a better idea on what people are thinking about EOS, since you're able to talk to people, hopefully, that are in the cryptocurrency market. But yeah, once you hear that community support is diminishing, it might be time to get out, and wait for a bigger drop. Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't know how Western market are viewing NEO either. Considering, I mean, hopefully the rebranding had something to do with it. But I'm going to take a look at it real quick. Nothing I'm going to analyze too much. I mean, down 12%. Not much support from the Chinese there to bring it down. Yeah, the hype was definitely there, but then rebranding didn't do anything for it. Rebranding was what, on the 24th? Yeah, it didn't have any pop at all. I mean, you know, just to buy the rumor and sell the news, nothing. It didn't do anything for us. So that would indicate to me that the Chinese were not back in this rebranding. But yeah, thank you for sharing that. That, you know, people in China are supporting, you know, NIO. Check Reddit. You know, I don't know on which cryptocurrency, but yeah, let me know on which cryptocurrency. Yeah, I don't think Poloniex has stated when they were suspending withdrawals or deposits. I don't remember reading anything. If anybody has read something about Poloniex when they're, you know, when they're going to suspend trading or even, you know, deposits and withdrawals, definitely let Joe Mama know. Yeah, and that's the same thing with Gemini as well too, because Gemini is not supporting the hard fork, so they will not allow deposits or withdrawals, but trading will still continue within their order book, and which is nice. I think Coinbase is actually stopping all trading. There's going to be no trades that are going to be happening. So you couldn't even really put in an order and just let it sit there. You know, they're going to be canceling all orders, to my understanding. August, welcome. Been gone for a week. Hopefully it was on vacation. What'd you miss in the cryptoverse? Oh man, a lot, a lot. This hard fork definitely, you know, caused a lot of people to panic, and they, you know, they panicked it down to 1758 or 1750ish, and then FOMO'd it back up to close to an all-time high, basically. Yeah, it's got to break that 2,800. It's got to break it. And it's got to be a break with a vengeance. It can't just be a little uptick above it and then, you know, come right back down. It's got to break it. It's got to be a solid candle. The volume has to be there to support that type of break. Danny, not a problem, man. Not a problem. But yeah, I would love to see $10. I would love to see $9 on ETC. It might just be currently right now might be wishful thinking. But I mean, if you have the capital, you don't need it, you know, put in that order. It doesn't hurt at all. Okay, so that was all the rebranding was just the logo and stuff. All right. So not much of a hype there, you know, to bring the price up. But yeah, I would be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing really comes down to like the 40,000 Satoshi range. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I mean, even though that's a big drop from currently where she is now, but if she's going to continuously just grind down and not much support, then yeah, I mean, 40,000 Satoshis, you know, could definitely be in sight. Am I not looking at NIO? What am I looking at? NIO's coin. Is it still under Ant shares? It is still under ANS. Who told me that? Let me see. Ben, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. So they really haven't completely changed the name yet. So that's what, on the 24th? Let's see. What did she do on the 24th? Definitely broke down, but then, yeah, got supported right back up on the 26th from about 266,000 Satoshis all the way about 310. So, yeah, that's not a bad move for it. But, you know, the rebranding wasn't anything spectacular. So, you know, people sold off into it. Now, if they would have come out with some crazy news on how, you know, tokens are being created on their network, then, yeah, this thing could have probably hit all-time high. Yeah, I don't know about this. I don't know. I guess, you know, it all depends on that support from the community. As long as the community is willing to support and hold it and buy it, then yes. But if they're buying and dumping it, then yeah, this thing could go down further. Yeah, Ryan, thank you so much for that, man. Because yeah, I was looking at the wrong thing. What is that? Let's see. Desert Fox. iNeo is big in Zion. Yeah, if you want to explain that real quick before I end this live stream, I'd be curious to hear about that. When you say it's big in Zion, and what reference? No, Jim, I don't think it would be bad when people are taking BTC out of the exchange. And I mean, as long as the selling doesn't intensify, I mean, they're just really taking liquidity away from the order book. That's all they're doing. So more than likely to be, somewhat flatlined because there isn't any trading that's happening. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because I was a little curious about that. I didn't pick up on that. I haven't watched the Matrix in a long time. But no, not a bad joke. I just didn't catch it. It was like over my head, basically. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. Let's see, about 3 more minutes, 1:55. I'll be getting off of this. Yeah, this is a very nice move from that 38.28 or 38.50. Definitely a nice move. And really, selling is not too bad. It is not too bad at all. We're not seeing in the thousands that are being unloaded, at a very specific price point. So really, nobody's holding down LTC from moving up. Or these fake orders could definitely be, what's causing some of the move. I mean, we're seeing 1,700 and 1,600 just rapidly move throughout the order book. So this one is just continuously moving up. 1,700 pops up and then disappears. There's a 1,652. Let's see how high they take it up. Oh, see, 16. All right. Yeah, they're taking this up pretty high up within the order book. But they will not allow it to get to the actual price because they don't want it to execute. That's the biggest thing. But I mean, they're moving this thing, almost 30 cents within the order book within a fraction of a second. Ben, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you joining. Like I said, I mean, it's great to see, new names on this live stream. But yeah, definitely become a regular, man. Yeah, if anybody's new, don't be shy. Say what's up. But yeah, 46 watchers, awesome. 33 likes. You guys are awesome. And I do appreciate it. It motivates me to keep doing this. And if you're a new time live stream viewer, definitely, click on that subscribe button as well as a post notification and stay connected with us on Steemit, Twitter, as well as Facebook. And if you don't have a Steemit account, set up a Steemit account. It's a great way for you to be able to post articles, post vlogs or blogs or whatever it might be, and actually be able to earn some steam. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for joining. I do have to end this live stream. You guys have been awesome. Ben, Desert Fox, Jim, Joe, Mama, thank you so much for joining. Ryan, I'll probably end up saying your name twice. Danny Baker, ECS, I don't know if you're on today. Rocky Mountain High, Logan's Run, August James. Jing, we got to set up that time, with TJM, if you're still on. I definitely want to get that call with you guys, not let it go too long. But thank you so much for joining. I mean, this is awesome. Thomas, thank you so much. New time, I'm seeing your name. So if you're a new time viewer, thank you so much for joining. I mean, you guys are awesome. So until Wednesday, because that's going to be the live stream, unless something crazy happens and I have the time to do a live stream, definitely click on that post notification because that's really the only way to be notified that I'm doing a special live stream. And, with tomorrow being the first and, possibly, what hitting the fan, there is a possibility I might be hopping on a live stream. To kind of talk about what's happening within the market and the possible disruption that, BTC or some of these exchanges could cause with, freezing trading, freezing withdrawals, freezing deposits and things like that. So, we shall see. It's kind of a waiting game, for the 31st midnight, maybe possibly to see exactly what's going to happen and how the market's going to react to it on Monday, on Tuesday, actually tomorrow. So, It's a big day, big day. But yeah, thank you so much, Joe Mama. You take care as well. Thomas, take care. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Until next time, this is Crypto Trader, aka Jonas, in Crypto Trader's Room, which is really the only place where we eat, drink, sleep, dream, trade, and invest in digital currency. So thank you so much for joining, guys. I do appreciate it. Enjoy your day. Be safe. Until next time, take care.